Hi Stitchy friends, I'm Eirinn.
And I'm Rhona, and together we are Tangle Threads and Things.
And today we thought we'd just do a quick video to introduce ourselves because we plan on doing quite a few of these videos going forward. Indeed. So let's just jump right on in.
Sounds good.
So how long have you been stitching?
Okay, so I started stitching when you were very, very young. You were at nursery, and the local council were trying to get people back into further education. So they were trying to get people to go back to college, but to make it easier, they were doing these kind of like taster courses, and they were at the local school. So it was really easy for people because you could drop your kids off at school or nursery, and then you would head off to this little taster class. And one of the classes was a craft class.
That's cool.
So of course I signed up for that one. And so the first day, drop you off at nursery, go into the classroom, and I'm really shy about these. I hate going into a room full of people that I don't know. I hate going in on my own. So I was quite stressed about this.
From you.
Yeah, and it sounds it's really silly, but that's the way I am. So I go into this room, and there's about a dozen women there, and there's the instructor, and it's really awkward because nobody knows anybody, and we don't really know what's going on. And the instructor says, she tells us what we're going to be doing, and she said, first week we're going to be doing cross stitch, the second week we're going to be doing quilting, the next week we're going to be doing, she lists off all these different crafts, and what you have to remember is that I didn't even own a needle. I hated anything that was sewn. Anything that was sewn, like you kids had your school trousers were hemmed with that Wonder Web
glued
stuff.
or something.
Brownie badges were glued on. As I say, I don't think I even owned a needle. So when she said we're going to be doing cross stitch, I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing here? And I just thought, well, I just have to get through to 12 o'clock when this class finishes, and
Then you don't have to come back.
And I will never come back again. I couldn't walk out because that would be really rude. So I'm like, a couple of hours, I can do this. So we started, she gives us this tiny little bit of fabric and some threads, and we have to stitch, it was your initial. So you can imagine it's a tiny little thing, and I'm like, oh. And it probably took me like 20 minutes even to thread the needle. That's how bad I was. And so I started stitching, and I'm like, oh, looking at my watch, I'm like, oh, want to get out of here. And then, I'm stitching away, and then the next thing, the instructor's saying, well, if you haven't finished it, we can do it next week, we can continue next week. And I looked at my watch, I'm like, oh my god, I went in really quickly. Oh, right, well, I will come back next week because I want to finish this initial. So I did. I went back the next week, and I finished my little initial. And she said, well, you're kind of late to do whatever the second week's craft was. Do you want to, what do you want to do? And I said,
because you were
because I'd finished
finishing it, or
yeah.
Oh, you wanted to finish. Did other
to
people not finish?
Other people just hadn't bothered, and they went on with the quilting thing. So instead of doing the quilting, I did another little cross stitch initial, and I was hooked. And I think that weekend I went into town and decided I would buy myself a cross stitch kit, and I didn't even know what stores would sell cross stitch kits. I didn't know what they looked like or anything. So I was well and truly hooked after that. So that, since you were at nursery, is how long I've been stitching. Kind of giving away my age here, but yeah, so that long.
Well, I could be 18. Who knows?
Yeah. But you're not.
I could be 21.
We'll go with that one.
I don't think I knew that story.
Yeah, it was great. It was it was such a good class, and we were able to try a whole load of different crafts, and the instructor brought all the supplies in, and
that's really cool.
We did quilling, we did quilting, card making, and it was, as I say, we just had a little taste of everything. So it was really, I blame her for my addiction now.
Blame me or
no,
the woman?
No, the women.
Oh, okay. I was like, blame me, or maybe they shouldn't be blamed. Maybe that's.
No, we should praise them because it was really good.
Exactly. Then at that point you can praise me then for
being at nursery school at that time.
And I think I started to stitch when, well, you taught me when I was like 5 or 6, and I remember you had bought me a tiny little kids kit. We were going on an airplane somewhere, and I did like 6 stitches the entire plane ride, And probably never finished.
And nothing has changed.
Yeah, still have a lot of trouble finishing cross stitch. Okay, so what is your favourite thing to stitch?
I don't think I have a favourite thing, to be honest, because there's so many things I do like to stitch. I don't have a favourite designer either, although there's a lot of designers that I do absolutely love.
Based off of this house, you would think one of your favourites is Joan Elliott.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's definitely.
They're everywhere.
But I tend to go by the design. So if I like a design, I will stitch it no matter who the designer is. Yeah. So as I say, I stitch things I like, and I have no sort of theme really that goes through.
Well, because at the end of the day, people aren't going to know who the designer is. Well, I mean, obviously, other stitchers might be able to tell, but if you're gifting it to somebody, or if it's hanging in your house, nobody's going to be thinking, "Oh, that's a very nice Doreen Jones."
No,
although I might.
yeah.
But
no, but for me personally, picking something, I just pick what speaks to me. What I, and I like to stitch big projects, small projects.
I like stitching quick projects, things that I can feel accomplished rather than discouraged, because I know that if I do a project that's too big, I just feel overwhelmed and discouraged, and I don't enjoy it, so why even try and do one of those?
The whole thing is that you're supposed to enjoy it. It's a hobby, you're supposed to enjoy it, it's supposed to be fun, so pick something that you like. I mean, it's as simple as that.
So what do you like to design? You've been designing a really long time as well.
I do, yeah. I think my favourite thing to design would be the cute and cuddly animals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that probably comes from the fact that I used to be a greeting card designer before I was a cross-stitch designer. So I worked for a well-known card company. And why are you laughing?
Because you emphasised the D. The reason we're laughing is because just the other day I told my mum that I've been telling people for years that she used to work for a card company, but apparently a lot of people heard that as car company, thinking she works for like Toyota, Hyundai, doing designs. So that's why I laugh.
So a well-known card company.
Greeting
card company. So so I've been drawing, and at that time painting, cute and cuddly animals. So basically whatever I designed as cards kind of moved over to cross stitch. So the cute and cuddly animals are probably my favourite thing to design. Magazine commissions can be anything, so you kind of have to just be able to turn your hand to anything, or you can turn down a commission if you really
can you but you submit designs as well, right?
Yep. So sometimes the magazine will contact you and ask you to design a specific thing. They'll give you a brief.
Okay.
And then other times I can just, if I'm sitting at the computer and I design something, and then I can send it into a magazine, and they'll either say yes, I like it, or no, they don't.
And I don't really know what I like to design yet. I've just started designing recently with your help. So at the moment I'm enjoying just experimenting, doing some of the mandala designs, geometric patterns, some cute animals, but I don't know yet, so it's been fun.
It's nice to try them out. It's nice to try different things and decide what you like, decide what you would like to
what
try
you
and
don't like.
I mean there's it's like any crafting thing or any designer thing. Some things you kind of gravitate towards, and other things it's like I'd run a mile from trying to do that. So.
Yeah. Oh, no people. I'm never gonna design people,
no.
and I don't think you will either.
Especially not like cute ones maybe, but realistic.
Have you designed any cute people?
Have you? Yeah, the little like.
Oh
little
yes, soldiers.
cup
Okay.
things.
But they probably are covered by a hat and everything, helmets, so you don't have to design their whole faces.
Yeah. No, I mean people are. I don't even like drawing people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. That's not my. No, I would run a mile from that.
Yeah. So what are you currently stitching? Should we show? We've got them right here.
Yeah. So we go the big one first.
Yeah, let's get it over and done with, the painful one.
This is my stitching basket here with all my stuff in it. So the first one is the wools. So this is a Dimensions, I think it's Dimensions Gold. The title is Winter's Lace, and I love this design. but you wouldn't think it by the length of time it's taken me to stitch this.
Well, it's a lot of the same, similar colours, isn't it? It's a lot
is.
of greys and blues.
And it's one of these ones where you really have to concentrate when you're stitching. So I like to stitch, and when I say watch the television,
Yeah, I know.
I kind of listen to the TV. So it's not really one that you can do both.
Mm-hmm.
So so I stitch a lot of this one, and then I take a break and I do a smaller design or something like that. I interrupt this one. But I think once you have a long break, it's quite hard to go back to it. I find it really difficult. I've got to then look at the chart and kind of get used to what the symbols are, to what colour, and it just takes a long time to get back into the groove of stitching this one.
Yeah.
So if you've got any tips of how to get back into doing a design that you, first of all, you really like, but you're kind of fed up of stitching, please let us know. Because I would love to get this one finished. It is a beautiful design. And I will eventually. I promise. I will eventually get it finished. So
who's that for?
That's for me.
Oh, okay. Just wondering if it might be for me.
Is that a hint?
No, it's just a nice one. So, well, I'll show mine next. I don't have a stitching basket. I have a Ziploc bag.
It's a puzzle.
A what?
It's called a puzzle. I had this.
Puzzle.
Yeah.
What this is? A bag?
Yeah. No, So this is a really funny story. I was in the craft store one day, and there's this really old lady and her daughter. Well, I'm assuming it was her daughter, and they're looking at all the cross stitch kits, and of course.
You were listening.
I'm
being
listening.
nosy.
Oh, of course. And so I assume the daughter was saying to the mum, well, what about this one? And she's like, nope, that's a puzzle. What about this one? Nope, that's a puzzle.
Did you ask?
And so she kept, I'm thinking, what's a puzzle? What the heck is a puzzle? So I did, curiosity got the better of me. And I went up and I said to him, I'm a stitcher as well, but
what's a puzzle?
And it's so obvious. A project in a Ziploc bag. P-I-Z-L.
Oh.
A puzzle. So there you go.
She didn't want a puzzle?
She had them. She'd got these. She had them already. She'd bought these kits and they were.
Oh, she's saying I already have that as a puzzle.
It's a puzzle, you see.
I see.
So you have puzzles as well.
I have puzzles.
Or one puzzle.
Yes. So I am working on this geometric design. I don't use a Q-snap or anything. I just horribly scrunch and hold my
if it works,
fabric. But this design is actually going to be blue and yellow. It's one of my own designs. But I'm really liking the way it looks just with the blue against the
it's like the Dutch tiles, the blue and white.
Yes, yeah. So it was actually inspired by when I went to Portugal in 2019. I liked the blue and the yellows and the tile, so that was where the inspiration came from. But I'm kind of tempted to just do. There's backstitch on top of this as well.
It's nice. I like.
So I was tempted to just do it, like not do the yellow, but.
Or you could always stitch.
Actually, I've got
another one
and
do the yellow. You could do
That's
one just
true.
blue and one in blue and yellow.
Yeah, so I'll show the yellow with it. So there's the blue, and then it would have a little bit of this kind of a dirty color of yellow, because it's not bright. It's kind of a funny shade,
it's
isn't
not
it?
mustard either. It's a nice. I like that color actually.
So that's what I've been working on, and this design, the way I designed it was actually a 9 tile thing.
Panel.
Yeah, it was just 9 tiles, but I decided that I was going to do 3 as a fairly wide bookmark, just because I like the idea of doing the 9, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Would I want that as a pillow?
Would you finish 9 though?
Probably not. Therefore, 3 as a bookmark. You
I
can
like
go
that
next.
one.
Thank you.
So in between the big wolves project, I am also stitching. As I say, I break these ones up with smaller ones, so I am doing this. No prizes for guessing which occasion this is for.
Yes, I think we all know.
So this is one that I'm trying to get stitched up so I can put the chart into my Etsy shop. So I'm a slow stitcher though, so it might take me a while. But so that's another one. No, but I'll
you'll have it done.
I will have it done.
my next one is this little guy that I'm working on, Plant Mom or Plant Mum. This I have to finish the not buckets, what are they? Plant pots. The pots for the plants, and also some of the leaves, and also this line over here. But then on top of this, there would be backstitch to make macrame. Macrame.
We're having this argument about how it's pronounced.
So the backstitch would make the macrame hangers as well. So I stitched it on black because I thought that the beige color of the macrame would look nice on the black.
It'll pop.
Yeah. So that's one of our charts in Patreon, which we'll talk about later.
Okay. And then the last thing that I am working on is our A Year of Christmas Stitching.
Which is a series on our website of one free Christmas chart for every month of 2021.
Exactly. So
designed by Rhona.
So we have two, although it's the same design. I have just stitched them in different threads just to see how they would look. So one is done in sulky thread. We'll do a close-up of this one. So it's sulky thread, which is the first time I've stitched with the sulky thread, and it's fantastic. I love it. And then I was trying to do like a comparison with DMC just to see how they would look, but of course you can't get the same colour, so although it's a comparison, it's kind of hard to compare when it's not, both blue or both pink.
Yeah, like the exact same variegated colours.
Yeah. But anyway, so
They're
it came out nice. It was lovely to stitch with something new.
Yeah, because you do not often stitch with variegated threads. I don't think I've ever seen you.
I'm not a big
stitch.
fan of variegated. Well, I was going to say I'm not a fan of variegated threads. I can never really find. I'm very fussy about what variegated threads should be used in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love the colours in the threads, but often I'm a bit disappointed when I stitch up with them. But these two, I thought came out really well. So I'm actually maybe I'm
more
a fan
open-minded.
yeah, maybe I'm a fan of variegated threads. So that was a cool little project. Trying, just seeing the different threads, see how they stitched up and how what the finished look was. So I did enjoy that. So that was our A Year of Christmas Stitching. So if you'd like to join in with us, you can
head over to our website, which is tangledthreadsandthings.com.
Yep.
Which leads nicely actually into
didn't
where
it?
to find our designs. So there's a few different places. So first of all, our website, tangledthreadsandthings.com, that has a beginner's guide. It's got tutorials. It's got tips, lots and lots of free charts.
Our Year of Christmas.
I'm tagging
well,
on there.
It is.
And so that's tangledthreadsandthings.com, and then I have a Patreon account. And we'll link all of these down in the description below so that you can find them if you'd like to go check out any of these links. So we have a Patreon where you can support our website, and you can get exclusive cross-stitch charts every single month. And then you have your Etsy store.
I have my Etsy store, which is Rhona Nori Designs. So I'm trying to update that every week, so there should be new charts coming in. So you can get my designs on Etsy. You can also find my designs in some cross-stitch magazines. So I have the latest ones here. So we have Just Cross-Stitch. So I design for them quite often. This one has a little penguin.
Cute penguin, of course.
So those of you who know me know that I love penguins. So a little Christmas penguin in that one. And also the World of Cross Stitching. I don't have my glasses on, so
I can find the page. 'Cause this is the monster one,
yes,
right? Yeah, these are cute.
These cute little monsters.
Page 38 if you have the magazine. They're super cute.
Okay. The cute thing about that one is the little monsters, their faces are on the front, but when you open up the card, the little tails are on the inside.
Oh, that's so cute.
So I just thought it was a little bit different. And as Em said, she will list it all in the description.
And we're planning on doing quite a few of these videos going forward just because we think it'll be fun. It's fun for us to do together.
Yep.
We're going to be doing some tutorials, some tips, just some
random videos.
Random videos, just us chatting and stitching. And so if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see, just let us know and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Bye.